Hey people, it's TL Gamer, and welcome to another episode of a shitty development featuring Assassin's Creed Mirage. Yes, it's been an extremely long time since I actually uploaded a video, but that's because I've been away doing stuff and a few additional things. Now, before going into this video, let me get out of the way exactly what this channel does for those of you that are not familiar with my video series. Whenever I get a game, my objective is to go through it and see just how badly or good or shitty the information that the developer relays about the mechanics and the systems that are in the game to the player. This usually results in people trying to argue with me about, well, why didn't you press this, or what they take it upon themselves to do, which has nothing to do with anything I'm talking about. This is strictly, did the developer relay it with an on-screen message or not? And this has to do with the tutorial, which is relaying information from the developer to the player on how to play. I don't really care what a player decides to take it upon themselves and do. So again, this leads into a lot of other arguments where I will say something and gamers ask me what I'm talking about, and then they get into these huge debates about, well, it says it right there on the screen, and they totally ignore the fact that, does the developer tell you this with an on-screen message, which the question never gets answered. Well, it says it right there, and did you do this, and you don't need your hand, and all this other crap. Once again, finally, this is about what the developer tells you, not what anybody takes it upon themselves to do. So that being said, let me get right into it with the first problem I have with this game, and that is I am using an Xbox One controller on the PC, and that leads to my first problem I have here. Whenever the controller gets shut off, or you load the game, it doesn't stick with the input. I have to manually go in here and change it every single time. That's really annoying, and I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So that's the first part of the problem. Now, I normally don't watch videos ahead of time to see what other players are doing or what gamers are doing and things like that, because gamers will say, well, just go over here and do this, and they never go into how any of the systems and the mechanics work. They just go in, I've been playing this for a while and whatever. So I'm going to go right now and say that I'm kind of running around in Baghdad, and that's basically after the first part of the game, which is supposed to be, I guess, open world at this point, and I'm going to tell you that that's quite not true because of a problem I ran into. Now, a lot of people may dislike this video, whatever it is. I really don't care, but I have the game open, and if you're going to just argue with me to argue with me, I don't engage with these conversations. If I have the game open and I show that there is no message on the screen for what the developer is supposed to be relaying to you, or I point specific things out, I'm not going to sit and argue with you. Those are base facts. I don't really care what a player decides to do or not do. So the first thing I'm going to get into is I'm here inside the Circle City here, or Round City, whatever this is. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know why the hell the guards get on alert when you come into this city, but you can't come into this city without the guards getting alerted. There's no place along the wall that you can get up to, and you have to go through the front gate. So I just ran through the front gate, alerted all the guards, so it's not quite open world. Open world will not have there's no reason that you have a problem alerting the guards when you're trying to get into the city. None. You should be able to do it as soon as you enter Baghdad if the world is open, if it's open world. Alright, so the second thing, that leads me to the problem with the map in itself. And I brought this up to the official Ubisoft Discord, and they banned me from it because I pointed out that the game doesn't have a tutorial on the map. And it got into the whole, well, you don't need one, or it says it right there. I don't care what anybody says. They never answered my question. And I told them to come watch me stream this, and they didn't want to do it. Instead, they just want to argue about screenshots. So the first problem I have with this game is none of these icons are explained. There is no tutorial about on the map at all. People are like, well, it has you open the map. I don't care. It doesn't go over anything on the map, making it impossible for you to know what these icons are. Now, one of the consensus is to go around and pickpocket. Okay, that's fine. The problem is when you pickpocket, you can shut the minigame off and things like that, but the problem when you're pickpocketing is there are too many people that are saying, well, you use eagle vision, you can see you can see what, who has what things like trinkets and stuff like that. That's not true. I don't know where people are getting that from, But if I do this, okay, I can see where, like, there's no color coordination on this as to what this is. So, for example, red, you can kind of guess means hostile, who knows. But the fact of the matter is, I found a of people that were highlighted in blue for some reason. And there's no color coordination about what any of the stuff is on the map. It doesn't give you any of the color coordinations at all. And secondly, that brings me to the point when I'm doing my eagle here. I'm not sure what the eagle's name is, but you see this? That it doesn't go over, like, what is this blue reticle? Like, like in Assassin's Creed, I'm just comparing this to Assassin's Creed Origin. When Assassin's Creed Origin came, when you looked at something and it hit a bunch of guards, you could see them and it would tag every one of them to the wall. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is something supposed to be happening here? They didn't go over any of this stuff, so how are you supposed to know what any of this stuff is? Secondly, again, the color coordination. What is this supposed to be doing? What is this gold thing? What are these things? So again, the map, there's no information at all here about what any of this stuff means. Cancels all notoriety in exchange for a power token. Okay, like, you can read this stuff. But the question here is, if I put that on my map, is it 37 meters away? Is it 415? Like, what is these gold icons? Another thing that's on this map that doesn't make any sense is I can put 2 markers on here. Like, what are the, how am I allowed to put a 3rd marker on here? Like, why am I putting 3 markers on here? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the point to this? And how would I know which marker is which? So if I go in here, I have no idea what, like, is it just to mark them? Can you put as many on there as you want? Like, I don't understand. They didn't go over any of this stuff with you. So that's, like, complete crap on this. I don't know what's going on with that. That brings me, see, it says there's a number 2 there. I don't know what that number 2 is for. Like, what is that 2? I don't understand what that means. So again, there are people like, people can sit and argue with you all they want, but the fact of the matter is, there's no tutorial on the map, and that's one of the first things that they should have went over. In the inventory, it took me forever to figure out how to even change an outfit, because when you first go into your inventory and it has it open, it didn't have the change thing in there, so I was trying to figure that out. I just let it go. I just gave up on doing it. And then the other thing, too, here that really gets me is the parkour in this. There's no real way to get down off of something when you're hanging, because the wall says you can do, I guess apparently when you're looking over the edge, you can do, I guess, B. Well, I'm using this, so when I do this, it hangs down. But the problem is that you can't, it automatically propels you backwards off of the wall. You can't just drop straight down. If there's a way to do it, I can't figure it out. And that's just a bad design. So you're running around with all this stuff. You have no idea if this stuff is even supposed to be doing anything. Open codex. Okay, but what is this for? Like, who is this for? Is it just something that you can read? And so, again, the game doesn't, the game never went over the map. So the first problem is the icons. There's no real way to know if you use a, what do you call it there? If you use a sync viewpoint, it doesn't really dictate like other Assassin's Creed games what you're actually syncing. Yeah, you can look around, but that brings me to the next point of why is it every single time you go up on top of a view sync viewpoint, it keeps showing a view sync point, like you have to press Y. In this case, it's Y for me, but it says press Y. Okay. Another issue that I have when I'm running around here, I'm getting various pop-ups on the screen. Like, for example, I'll be running by something and it'll say blacksmith. And I didn't even go to the blacksmith. And are you supposed to remember that information? What should happen here is, if you, any type of merchant that's in the game, I guess apparently there's a tailor and a blacksmith. I don't know if there's anything else. But the fact of the matter is, if you open, you should not be seeing any type of anything, any type of pop-up messages that you're running by on anything until you actually go to the specific thing that you're looking for. For example, I should not see any information about a blacksmith until I actually walk up to a blacksmith and talk to them or interact with them. And at that point, what needs to happen is they need to go over all of the information about the blacksmith's menus. But if I'm running by something, I've been running by stuff and I've seen like 4 pop-ups where I'm not going to remember that. I have no idea what I'm even popping up or where I went by it. And so they're giving you pop-up after pop-up after pop-up. And that kind of contradicts what I say about the game not informing you of anything, but it's giving you too much information without going over any place that you're supposed to be going, because I don't have any idea where these pop-ups even came from or what I'm even supposed to be remembering. It would be one thing if, like I said, the game needs to give you a mission for, let's say, a blacksmith, and it needs to have you go do a very specific thing. And that way you know when you go to a blacksmith what they look like, their icons, everything. And then on top of that, you know how their menus work. And they need to do that with the tailor and a few additional things. So, I guess apparently you're supposed to be able to pickpocket everybody, but I've been doing this for a while, and I don't know where to dump any of my stuff. The game didn't have a tutorial on any of this stuff. And for people like, well, wouldn't you go to a merchant? I don't know. Am I supposed to? And the thing here is that I'm tired of people taking what they do in a game and then applying it outside of this. What I'm talking about, did the game developers relay an in-game on-screen message that tells you, in order to get rid of stuff, do this? So it's one of these things that I don't care what players do. Is the game telling you this when you're supposed to be, when it's teaching you how to play? So, you know, gamers will take it upon themselves, and let's say Eagle Eye here. Okay. It doesn't tell you, like, it doesn't color, there's no color code on any of this stuff. And there should be. It should have you, when you first go over, it should have you go over Eagle Eye, or Eagle Vision, or whatever this is. And, like, why is that red? Like, why are these guys, I get it that they're red, but it doesn't go over the color coordination, and there needs to be a color table for this. Another thing I had a problem with is when I was running by, for some reason I had, I guess apparently my notoriety was in the corner, in my right-hand corner here. When you hide, that's supposed to go away. Well, this never actually went away, and I couldn't figure out how to get around. I had to reload my game because it didn't do anything. Like, see, for example, I don't know why I'm being, that's the exit to the city. Why am I being chased by guards? Because I'm trying to exit the city. It's absolutely ridiculous that that's even happening. Like, you can't get in and out of the city without attracting guards, and that's ridiculous. So this is not actually over. Why am I getting attacked when I enter or exit the city? Why is it I have to try to climb walls to get out of here? Like, there's no reason for this. And people are like, well, did you follow the storyline? That doesn't matter. This is an open gate. There's no reason at all that I can't walk through here without getting caught. It's so ridiculous. Why is this a restricted area? And furthermore, sorry, I'm running around, but furthermore, the combat in this is messed up because there's no way to tell when somebody's doing an attack or you can parry or you can deflect. Now, sure, it went over that in the tutorial, but it didn't tell you which attacks, like how to know what attack it is that you can parry. I have no clue. Watch. Like if this guard fights me, okay, I have no idea. I'm pressing buttons. See, I'm not. It's so ridiculous. There's no way to actually... I understand that the combat is supposed to be somewhat tough, but if you don't even know when you're allowed to parry something and when you're not, would you just consistently keep trying to parry stuff? There's no logic to any of the stuff that's in this game. It's absolutely absurd. And so, again, the game needs a massive overhaul on its tutorial. I don't care how long the game's been out. There is no way to know half of the stuff that you're doing. Again, it didn't tell you. It's like, yeah, sure, it said some attacks can't be blocked, but you have no idea what that is on the guard or anything. Sure, some attacks can't be blocked. How do you know which attacks can't be blocked? There's no way to actually discern that. So it's pointless to even go into that tutorial at all. Like there's no reason to have that tutorial. So I don't know what in the world is going on with this, but it's a really piss poor way to put this game together. It's very piss poor. Like I have no idea why I just turned red there. So if I try to get out this way, why is this, like, I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I'm going to try to get out of the city. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm going to try to get out of this city. But again, this game needs a massive overhaul on its instructions, because this is horrible. This is absolutely horribly put together. I'm just going to try to get out of this. I should not be getting attacked going in and out of a city. I don't want to hear this. Well, did you do this quest? I don't care. If it's an open world, I should not be being attacked going in and out of this city. I just don't understand. And also, there's no... The part, like I said, everything in this is just messed up, man. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, can I get out this way? See, this is a restricted area. There's no reason, like, why am I getting attacked? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, literally. See, there's no, you can't drop down. It's so stupid. So now that I'm out of the city here, the only way for me to get in and out of the city at this point is to use the fast travel without getting attacked. Is to use the fast travel points. I don't even know how to tell if a guard is following me. Like, that's another thing that doesn't make any sense. It's just so dumb. Like, how do I know if somebody's following me? Do I just keep running without looking behind? I don't know. Is that a guard? I don't know, like, what is that icon on the screen right here that I'm looking at? Is that a guard? Like, I don't understand this. I guess it is a guard, but how am I supposed to know? There's nothing on the minimap. There's no way to know if he's following me. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, that's basically it, and I don't know, this whole game needs an overhaul. It's just absolutely asininely, stupidly put together. That's it. Pure Gamer signing out. Have a good one. Have a good day, night, wherever you are.